Hello guys and welcome to Moscow. Yes, we're back to our hometown and I'm really happy to spend some time here, especially in the summer, because this is the best time to actually come to Moscow or to Russia and spend a couple of days or a couple of weeks. It depends on your schedule. I'm here for a couple of weeks and I definitely wanted to revisit some of my favorite places here in the capital of Russia, and today I'm gonna show you some of my favorite spots. They are quite touristic and I'll try to make it like a walk around the city center so you can easily follow the same kind of route if you're here. So I decided to start my day here at the very heart of the city. This is ZARYADYE Park, which is quite a fresh place. It's been built 2 years ago, or about 2 years ago, and now it's one of the most popular places for tourists and for locals to come and spend some time. And I absolutely love this place because this is kind of small oasis in the middle of the city. It's not too busy over here. You can't actually hear cars passing by or something like that. It's a lot of trees over here and there are beautiful views, like 360 views from several points here at the park. And I'm now here and it's kind of an amphitheater, so you can actually come here. There can be a concert over there, there's a stage over there, or you can enjoy your coffee. I'm drinking my coffee now because this is the proper way to start my day. You can have a picnic or something like that, or you can just wander around. There's a couple of really beautiful spots here. There's a hill that offers a beautiful view to the Kremlin and St. Basil's Cathedral and some other landmarks of the city center, or you can go to the flying bridge. It offers absolutely spectacular views. This is definitely one of the best ways to start your day and to actually start exploring the city here in Moscow. And we'll just go around this ZARYADYE and make our way to the Kremlin and Red Square. ZARYADYE Park is definitely worth just spending the whole day here, but of course there are more places to actually see here in Moscow, and just heading down to St. Basil's Cathedral. And if you're here in ZARYADYE and you're a little bit hungry, you can visit the gastro center. There's a big gastro center over here with a lot of Russian food, and grab a coffee over there as well. So if you're interested to see what ZARYADYE Gastro Center looks like, or where else you can try some really traditional, yummy Russian food, just click on the pop-up banner in the corner of the screen and watch our full video about Russian food here in Moscow. I'm now near the St. Basil's Cathedral, and this is actually one of my favorite spots over here because not a lot of people know that you can actually go so close to this cathedral, and there is a beautiful viewing platform over here, and usually it's just literally no people over here. People are just walking around the Red Square, but they just don't really know that there is a platform over here, so that's really surprising because there is no fence or anything, so you can just easily walk here. It's totally free. So if you're here and you want a little bit more privacy, probably during the exploration of Moscow, just come here. There's a couple of benches over here, so you can enjoy the view to the Kremlin and to this beautiful cathedral behind my back. I'll just probably stay here for a little while, just enjoy and soak in this beautiful atmosphere around me. This cathedral is not a traditional church, so it doesn't work like a church. There is a museum inside, so if you want to visit the museum, just make sure to check out the ticket office to your left when you enter the territory of this cathedral. There are pieces of interior of 10 different churches inside this museum, and it looks absolutely stunning. I don't have time to actually visit the museum because the weather is absolutely stunning, so I want to spend time actually outside. But if it's your first time and you really want to know more about Russian culture and Russian religion probably as well, just make sure to go to that museum. It's absolutely fantastic. Alright guys, so welcome to the Red Square. This is the main square of Russia and obviously of Moscow. This is probably the best place to come in Moscow because there is a lot of things to see here, and this is just not the place where all the military parades taking place. There is a department store to my right over there, which is the main department store. It was a market back in ages, like in 15th century, and now it's one of the most expensive shops to actually buy something because there are a lot of international brands like Burberry or Gucci sold here. So but there is a couple of things you can do there. There is a fountain, so you can just see it. It's very beautiful, and there is a tradition to buy an ice cream here in GUM, which is the name of this department store, and it is really yummy. So it's kind of must-do thing here at the Red Square. To my left, it's obviously Kremlin, which was the fortress back in ages, so now it's home to the president and some other government structures. There's St. Basil'S Cathedral behind my back that I just told you a couple of things about, and there is a historic museum. We're approaching it right now, and there is a mausoleum of Lenin to my left. I'm not going there because there is nothing really exciting over there. There is a body of Lenin displayed over there, so I'm just not in the mood to go there. I'll just continue my walk over there. Spasskaya Tower behind my back is probably the most well-known tower of Moscow Kremlin, and the coolest thing about it is that the clock on the tower makes a really noticeable sound. It's a signature thing about this Red Square. Every half an hour, if you're here, make sure to check the clock. is a historical place, so even if you don't want to buy anything here, because obviously everything is quite expensive, you can still come here to see the architecture because it's absolutely beautiful. There's a couple of toilets over here as well. There is a cafe, actually several cafes. It's actually a very good spot to come here if you are here in the city center. NIKOLSKAYA street behind my back is the most popular walking street here in the Moscow city center because it started to be really popular during the World Cup last year, and people just keep coming there because it's a beautiful place. There's a lot of restaurants over there. It's just beautiful to walk there. So, but we're not going that way. We're going in an opposite direction. We're going to the Alexander's garden. We're just passing by the historic museum here at the Red Square. There is a lot of beautiful spots around, so if you want to see more, just open up a map, or if you don't have any plans for this day, just walk around. There is a lot of historical places to see here. Just 2 minutes walk from the Red Square, and here we are at the MANEZHNAYA Square. This place is really cool. It's not that busy over here. This is basically kind of a roof of the big shopping center because it's right down under my feet actually. So there is 3 levels of different shops and restaurants and whatever. Behind my back is Four Seasons Hotel, which was the historical Moscow hotel back in the day, and this place has really beautiful views over the Red Square over there, the historical museum. There is the Parliament building over there as well, so it's a nice place and it's not that busy, so you can just sit on a bench and enjoy a beautiful day like this one. 3 minutes walk from here is BOLSHOI theater, which is the well-known theater in Moscow, and you probably want to visit it. If you want to do this, just make sure to book in advance. Tickets are selling out really fast. I'm not going there because it's again in the opposite direction. Yeah, I just decided to mention it because it's very close, so if you have another 10 to 15 minutes you can definitely check it out. I have just entered the Alexander's garden, and I'll show you one of the most significant places here in Moscow for every Russian person. This is the memorial of the World War II. This is the fire to memorize the people who never got back from the war, and this is the very beautiful and really powerful place. Here at Alexander's garden there is another viewing platform over here. It's not very high, but it offers a really beautiful view over the garden over here, and it's really close to the Kremlin wall, because a lot of people asking like, how close can you get to the Kremlin wall, or can you go inside the Kremlin? Yes, of course you can. You can just buy tickets and walk around the Kremlin, or inside the Kremlin, or visit all the museums in Kremlin, so it depends on how much time you have or how much money, but yeah, you can definitely go inside, or if you're not in the mood, you can just walk really close to the wall. And this building behind my back is not just a beautiful building in the city center of Moscow. This is my alma mater. This is the University of Journalism I was studying in, and this is actually the first time after the graduation that I'm here. So it's a lot of memories about this beautiful place. It's so fantastic to actually be here. Monument of Vladimir behind my back is the recent addition to the landscape of the city center of Moscow. it was placed there in 2016, late 2016, and it's actually, it looks really good. This is a really powerful monument, and this space was empty for ages, and I'm really happy that we found a way to actually make this landscape even more beautiful. I've just left the historical central part of the city, and I'm just walking alongside the Moscow River, and the first stop over here is Pushkin Museum. This is the museum with the best collection of art from different time periods. It's not only Russian artists are exhibited here, there is a lot of foreign artists as well, really well known. It's a beautiful place to come. Just make sure to check the timetable because they're not open on Monday, and of course it's Monday today, so I can't go inside. But just trust me, it's a really beautiful place and it's a lot of art to see over there. And now guys, this is the place that not even every Moscovian knows. This is the house of Pertsova, built in 1907. This is one of the most beautiful private houses in the city center, and it's built in a very unique neo-Russian style of architecture. I'm really a huge fan of exploring the city center and just finding these amazing spots. You can't find this place in the guides. If you want to get pictures for your Instagram that nobody else has, this is the place to go. The Cathedral of Christ the Savior is probably the main church of Russia. When there is a big religious holiday here in Russia, they usually have a big celebration inside this cathedral, and it's a beautiful building, but it has a very dramatic history. Just to be brief, because this video is quite long enough and I don't want this to be too overwhelming for you guys. This is not the original building, it is the exact copy of that building. The original building was destroyed by Bolsheviks during the 20th century. The materials that are left from the demolishing sites were used in the construction of a couple of stations of Moscow Underground. And here at this place there's supposed to be a big skyscraper with a big Lenin statue on the top, but the World War II happened and this plan has never been fulfilled. After the war, obviously, it was a very different time and it wasn't enough money to build this huge skyscraper, so they decided to build a big swimming pool over here. Then after the Soviet Union became Russia again, people decided that they need this big cathedral to be back. So it was built exactly like it was before, and it has this beautiful interior and it looks absolutely fantastic. Right behind the cathedral there is a Patriarchy bridge, and it offers a very beautiful surrounding view of Moscow city center. There is a Kremlin over there. You can even see Moscow City, the international business center, from here, and the Ostankinskaya tower, which is probably the tallest building in Moscow. So it's a lot of things to see here, and I'm just crossing the river now, and I'll be in the place called Red October or Krasnyy Oktyabr in Russian, which was the home of Russian confectionery makers back in the day, and now it has this kind of loft feeling. There's a lot of cafes over here, so it's a nice place to actually have a stop and have a coffee or some other refreshing drinks before we actually get to our last destination for today, which is Gorky Park. I'm almost in the Gorky Park. This place is actually called Museum Park. You can see the statue of Peter the Great behind my back. It's a huge one overseeing the Moscow River and the surroundings. One of the most famous art galleries is located over here. It's called Tretyakovskaya Gallery. This is the biggest building. There are a couple of other buildings, the historical one as well, in Moscow. So it has a beautiful collection of art. So you can come and see some of the works over here. And this is actually a very good park because it's very close to the water. You can rent the bicycle and just have a wander around. It's very beautiful and it's nice breeze over here as well, especially on a hot day like today. It's absolutely amazing. I'm finally in Gorky Park. This is one of the most popular destinations for locals to spend their leisure time, and this was the first big park in Moscow to actually be renovated to this modern feeling. There is Wi-Fi coverage around the park. You can charge your devices here. There's a lot of street food here as well, so it's an absolutely beautiful place to come, and it's also a very popular place for tourists as well, because Gorky Park was mentioned in a couple of different songs and movies, even overseas. Let's say the famous band Scorpions had that Wind of Change song that mentioned Gorky Park. This is the first thing to come to my mind actually. So yeah, this is a beautiful spot to actually end our day, our really busy day in Moscow center. So guys, it was an amazing day here in Moscow. I hope you enjoyed this walk around the city center. It was really awesome to spend some time with you and showing you around my hometown. And if you want to see other videos from Moscow, just make sure to click on the pop-up banner in the corner of the screen. And I'm gonna have a dinner and just relax because it was quite a lot of walking actually. So just make sure to click on the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel. We have more content to come for you guys. See you soon. Bye bye!